Well, hello everybody. I'm Shawn of WebPianoTeacher.com. How are you doing today? Well, something unprecedented here. I'm going to teach you the whole song right here in one super long video, Piano Man by Billy Joel. A favorite, a standard. I'm going to show you so many things in this. Let's take a listen to the intro and then we'll get started. Isn't that cool? That's what we're going to do today, the whole song. So hang in there, right? Can you stick around? Can you have an attention span that's more than 21 seconds? All right. You're going to have to work on this. You're going to have to stay with it. But Piano Man is not that hard, okay? It's pretty easy as far as things go. The intro is a lot harder than the rest of it, and the solo is a little bit tougher, so we'll get into that too. We'll also do the solo, but definitely you can play the verse and chorus of the song and sing the whole thing. It'll be great, okay? So let's get into this, and let me tell you that for $1, you can get on my website, webpianoteacher.com, and learn 50 Billy Joel songs, 75 Elton John songs. This is my life's work. For $1, get in there and watch all those videos. All right, so here we go with the intro. So we're going to start with a D minor 7 chord, okay? So if you are a very beginner doing this and you don't even know the names of the notes, okay? You got to do that first, guys, okay? So here's C, D, E on the 2 blacks. Here's F, G, A, B on the 3 blacks. Learn it that way. Learn individual notes there instead of trying to count up. Don't go C, D, E, F, G. That's how I know where a G is, because I counted it from C. You'll be playing, 10 years later and still counting up. Learn them individually, okay? We're not going to sit here and do that here in this lesson, but if you're trying to learn the names of the notes on piano, quit counting up. That doesn't work. You'll never actually learn them, and you'll always be a step behind, 2 steps behind, okay? So as we get into this, we start with what's called a D minor 7, okay? DFA. So if you know some piano, you know that that's a DFA. Putting the C on there gives me a D minor 7, okay? I like to talk about chords because they are the language of music and they help us understand what's going on. DFA is the minor part. The C is the 7th. It's called a 7 because it's a 7th above the D. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's why when you say 7, you're just adding a note to a 3-note chord. There's the D minor 7. Now we have a cool thing that sounds like this. Okay, so let me give you a tip. Whenever you do something that's like that, a scale pattern that sounds really cool, and you go, oh, that's going to be hard. Find the chord in it. Find the scale in it. Then it becomes easy. Then you get to think about 2 or 3 things instead of 16 things. Okay, and I'm going to show you that. When you play this, I'm going to show you where there is a chord. So first you have G sharp, okay? We're going to do D sharp with the 2 finger. And by the way, that's a staff behind there. So if you read music, this will make sense to you. You'll see where the notes are on the staff, okay? A lot of people have trouble reading music, so I've done this way my whole life for people who need it. So G sharp with a 2. A, C, E, G is a chord. Look at that. A, C, E, G, 1, 2, 3, 5. When I say 1, 2, 3, 5, I'm naming my finger numbers. Thumb is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And I'm using my 2 finger on the G sharp so that I can go 1 on the A. Okay? Now, that's a chord, A, C, E, G, so notice that. Notice that there in G sharp, A, C, E, G. Now, the next part of it, okay, so that's one thing. A chord with a half step below. Then there's your chord. And then I'm just going to go chromatic. Chromatic means every note. So when you play a chromatic scale, whether you're ascending, going higher to the right, or descending, going to the left, you're playing every single note, okay? So after you get to the G, F sharp, I'm just going to go down. F, E, D sharp, D, C sharp, C. Whenever you finger a chromatic scale, it's best to go your thumb on the white keys and your middle finger on the black keys, except for F and C. F and C will be the 2 finger, but the thumb is on the white keys and the middle finger is on the black keys. See that? Or if you come up with some other way you want to do it, that's okay. So we have the D minor 7. Now, as you play that, I want to warn you that you think, oh, that's fast. That goes fast. I'm going to have to play that fast. And what we end up doing is playing it faster than it should be and then having trouble. Take your time. In fact, jazziness, that's what this is kind of jazzy, is all about taking your time and holding back a little bit, okay? So hold back. Just be like, okay? Then that allows you that extra time to learn it. Take some time after you play the first chord. Take some time after you play that C, okay? Next measure. It's going to get a lot easier in a minute, okay? This intro is a lot harder than the main chord progression, which works for the verse and the chorus. Once you learn the verse chords, there's only a few of them. You can play it for the whole song, and it's really cool, okay? So this is called a fully diminished seventh chord, D, F, G, B, are the letters, but you got to sharp the G. See, D, F, G, sharp, B. Little tic-tac-toe board means you're going to go to the right and sharp that letter. And it doesn't matter if it's a black key or white key. You go to the very next key. So there's a G. That's a G sharp. And it sounds cool. It's called a fully diminished seventh chord. So there's the D, F, G diminished, G sharp. And then the B is the seventh. Okay, it's an E chord. And then you're going to do this. Okay? So after you play that diminished, you're going to do A sharp, B. Now, what is that? We just learned what that was called. I call that a chromatic, where you do every note black or white. Now, it's only 3 notes, but it's still a chromatic. And it happens twice. See the pattern? A sharp, B, 1, 2, 3. So I just go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then G, G, G sharp, A. And then just 1 G after that. So you have 2 of the same thing. G, G sharp, A, 1 thing, and then a G. And then all you have left is D sharp, E, G. If you want to put a thumb and do D, D sharp, E, G, that's even cooler. Okay, so I'm going to do that. If it's too hard, you can just do D sharp, E, G. D sharp, E, brum bum. Hear that? Brum bum. Or brum bum. So I have hear that? Put them together. And then I'm going to start the thing. I'm going to show you that. And we're going to play the harmonic on the piano because I don't have a harmonica. A lot of you, maybe very few of you, will actually try to put a harmonica on and play it but I'm going to put it in the piano part. It sounds really cool, okay? But the intro is tough. When you're a beginner, you have to learn to not bite off more than you can chew. Take a little part, okay? Here a little, there a little. Just take a little bit, work on that little part, get it down, then move on. The mistake is when you try to learn too much at once and you can't do it, okay? When you eat at a meal, there's only so much you can eat to sustain you. Then you have to eat again later. That's how we learn the exact same way, okay? So don't overeat, okay? It's good advice either way you look at it. Now, here is the harmonica part. I'm going to scroll in a little bit, okay? I've evolved over the years. I've been doing this for 18 years online. I've been teaching for almost 40. But, back in the day, I just had an old VHS camera and a whiteboard with ink markers. So I've evolved since then. Okay, and this is actually part of the, it can still be difficult to play this if you are I had my camera switched, didn't I? If you are a beginner, then this will be a little tough, but you can still look at it and watch it. Then we're actually going to get to the chords, and you're going to really love that part. But I put the harmonica in here, so Billy's not actually playing this. He's doing it with on the harmonica, but I'm going to show you how to put it in the right hand, okay? So that's what we're doing on this section. All right, so... All right, I'm going to show you all that. So let's take a look at the left hand first, all right? I like to look at the left hand first because the left hand is usually more difficult than everything. And if you do it first, then you knock out a lot of the problems. We're kind of scared of it, so we don't really spend much time on it, and then it's always holding us back. Do it first, okay? A little tip for you that it's really helpful. So left hand, C, and then G, C. Dun, okay? And then I'm going to go to B, and G, B with 2, 1. So that's a C chord. Doesn't have the E in it, but, well, the right hand does, but it's C, E, G all together as a chord. But if you just look at the left hand, it's C, G, C. That's the first position. On the next one, you don't move your 2 finger. You just keep it there. And you go B on the bottom and then G, B. So, bum, ba-dum, bum. See that? All right, now I can do it again. If you can kind of play already, do that 3 times. If you can't play, you're going to have, if you're a beginner, you're going to have to play it a bunch of times, okay? Then we're going to look at the right hand. Okay, so the right hand, I'm going to start on E, G, and I put harmonica because it's the harmonica part. E, G with 2 and 4, F and A with 3 and 5, E, G, D, F. Okay, C, E, D, F, C, E. So, okay. I got a special prize for you guys if you watch the whole video without stopping it, and I'll get to that in the middle. It's a very neat prize, a gift I'm going to give to you. All right, for free. Okay, da-da-dum. All right, so we have A, and then F-A, and then G, E, G. So see that one? And change the pedal on each one as you go through. Change the pedal, change the pedal, change the pedal. Okay, now those are 2 measures. I just kind of looked at them, and that may take you a whole day if you are a very beginner. Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, don't put yourself down if all you can do is 1 measure or 2 measures. That's how we all start. As you continue to play and digest, you'll be able to eat more at once. You'll be able to do maybe 4 measures, maybe 8, So you can work up to that. But doing just 2 measures is common, okay? You're not alone. So we put that together, and I start right here. Follow the bouncing ball as if there was a bouncing ball. Okay, I did that once. I'm not going to keep doing it, or this lesson would be 5 hours long, okay? So work on those 2 measures. Don't give up on them. Do left hand alone, right hand alone. 3, 3, and then put them together for 3. 3, 3, 3, okay? If you need more repetitions, do 7, 7, 7 or something like that. But the point is to do good repetitions, left hand, right hand, then put them together, okay? Now let's move on, okay? So that's your practice plan. I'm going to keep moving here, although you may not do all of this in one day, okay? But you have this lesson to come back to. All right, so the next measure that we look at, come on, change, there we go. All right, F, C, F, and then E, C. See that? You also notice how I keep my pinky down, even though I got the pedal down, and I don't lift my hand up every time. I use that as an anchor to help. I physically keep it down because it physically helps me anchor. Just make sure you clear the pedal when you're playing. Up, down on the pedal, up, down on the pedal. Whenever you change the pedal, it's an up, down, up, down, up, down. That's how you change pedal. All right. Right hand, A, C, B, D, then C, bum. I'm going to use 1, 3, and then 2, 4, and then 3, 5. All right, so slow. At the end of this first page, I almost said end of this lesson because I'm used to giving you parts, but I'm giving you guys the whole thing here today. You want to. I'm going to play the whole page, okay? At the end of this is what I'm trying to say, and then we'll do that as we continue on. Now, a neat thing. Let me play it first, and then I'll show you a neat thing you can do. So the neat thing I'm going to show you is called a tremolo, okay? A tremolo is when you take a group of notes and you go, you just roll them, okay? Like on a guitar when you go, and you're not doing a rhythm, you're just doing that. You can do that on piano too, watch. That's for advanced players, okay? If you're a beginner, do not try that yet, okay? I kind of got a big group here to teach, so that's for you advanced players. You can try that. Don't try it if you're a beginner because you'll ruin everything, okay? Now, let's go to the next line. I'm also going to show you how advanced players can do this. But in a minute, let's kind of show the ropes on this, the beginner thing here. So D, A, D, and that's called an octave and a fifth, okay? When you play, if you notice that, we're playing octaves, which is the same letter, D, D, with the fifth in the middle, where that second finger naturally falls. You see that? There's a reason we do that, because that happens normally in music. And on left hand, when you're playing anything, pretty much anything on my website, you're doing octave and a fifth, okay? That's what you're doing, because that's the way music works, all right? And if you learn that feel in the left hand, you'll have gone a long way. C, G, C. Now we kind of started over, kind of started that pattern again. You already know this. I already taught it to you up here. Isn't that wonderful? So if you see a piece of music and it's 10 pages long, it's probably really 5 pages long or less because you're going to repeat a lot of stuff. Okay, so take heart if you have a lot of pages. This one does. Again, I got a special surprise for you in the middle somewhere. I'm going to tell you, give you a present. It's going to be for free. All right, if you hang on. All right, F sharp, A, C, D, 1, 2, 4, 5 is the right hand. Okay, and then that's a D7. Okay, here's D, F sharp, A. Here's the 7th of the D chord. Okay. So I can do an inversion of it, which means I just mix the letters up and go F sharp, A, C, D. Same recipe, okay? I can take the same. I had it on the wrong camera, didn't I? All right, I'm sorry about that. All right, so I'm hitting it and it's not changing sometimes. Got to make sure it changes. Got a different setup here. F sharp, A, C, D. Okay, so F sharp, A, C, D. D, F sharp, A, C is the chord. C is the 7th. I'm just mixing the letters up. Doesn't matter if I mix them up. That's called an inversion. Okay, the recipe for the chord is the same. D, F sharp, A, C. No matter how I mix it up in the pot, as long as I use D, F sharp, A, C, D, F sharp, A, C, it's a D7, okay? So that's part of the thing in music is learning those inversions too. So that's a D7. There's a D octave fifth on the bass. Then I go back to G, D, G, ba, ba, C, E to D, F. Okay? So if I start right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? All right. So when we get here, we're going to do stuff we've already done. I've already taught you this up there, so I'm just going to play it. And that's the bottom line of this page. Okay, so in a minute, I'm going to play the whole page for you. Then I'm just going to turn the page and keep going. Normally, I only give you page 1 on YouTube, and that's why I've done it for 18 years, giving you the whole thing here. Remember, $1, 50 Billy Joel songs and 75 Elton John songs, and thousands of other lessons. It's my life's work, and it's definitely worth $1 to check it out, I think. All right, so let's show you advanced players. Well, you know what? Let's play it all the way. I'm going to zoom out here, and then I'm going to show you advanced players how to do this. Sounds like the mandolin, you know, when Billy Joel has a mandolin in that song. Okay, let's start at the beginning. Second measure. Wait a little bit, and then we start. You guys, some of you guys will be on that for a couple of days. That's okay. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Do the 1 measure, do the 2 measures together, do the 3 measures, and eventually you work up to doing the whole page where you repeat the whole page. Repetitions, good repetitions of small sections. That's how you learn. That's how we all learn. Now, for you little more advanced players, on the GE, I'm just going to add an octave. I'm just going to do that. I'm going to play the top note on the thumb. I'm not going to go through it real slow because if you're advanced, you know what I'm doing here. If you're not advanced, you're not ready to do this. But if you are, you can do it. Okay, again, that's for advanced. Now here's the next part. We're going to moving on. Okay. Page 2, which I never do that. We're doing it today, okay? The whole thing. The Billy Joel flagship song, the one he does at the end, right? It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. Look at there. I got the words in there for you and everything. This is a complete lesson, okay? So now, page 2, all right? I'm teaching you guys. I always have taught people how to fish, not give you a fish, okay? That's why the falling blocks method and the piano apps are stealing and robbing you of your chance and opportunity to become a real musician, because you're learning to copy a computer program instead of learning how to let the music well out of you. It's coming outside in, and you don't really ever learn anything. And you play all these songs and go, why aren't I learning anything? Why aren't I still am lost even though I've learned these songs? That's why. So I teach you how to do it and how to become a musician so that you can do it yourself. That's how it should work. Okay, so as we get to this next part, we have left hand, F, C, F. I think we've done that one already. And then we go G, D, G. You see, music repeats. There's only a few chords. There's only a few scales. We learn them and then we got it. Okay, it's just reformatted for every song. And then we get to, I need to zoom in, don't I? Let's do that. Okay. C, E, G. Okay, so there we go. Very good. So there's our C chord. But I wanna finish this section. Do you see how that's the end of a section? Very important to divide up the work on your learning, okay? When you build a house, there's stages and steps, and you can't do them out of order. And this is the end of one stage, okay? So I'm going to keep that separate in my mind. C, F, C, G, D, G. Don't forget to change the pedal. Some of you are just holding your pedal down the whole time. Oh, it's going to drive you nuts, okay? How do I know that? Because I taught for 20 years, 50 students a week. I really did. 50 students a week for 20 years. And I know some of you are just holding the pedal down the whole time. And you don't hear it because you're the one playing, okay? But listen, learn to listen to yourself and change that pedal. Right hand, A, C, and then G, C, F. Then I'm going to go F, E with 5, 4. Then a D, and then a C. So I have a 1. Now, what are you doing at home for beginner work? You're doing this 3 times, then you're doing this thing 3 times. And then you put them together 3 times, which is harder. Go slow. If you just follow it along, you can see the order of everything. Now we're in a new section. So I'm going to cut it off right there. This is my new starting place, okay? I got to divide it up in my mind so it makes sense to me. So a new starting place, and this is the... Okay, sometimes I leave it on this camera while I'm playing. You know what happens when I do that? You listen better. If you don't get to see, all of a sudden your ears are engaged. It's like when you go in a dark room, all of a sudden you're listening better because you can't see. Okay, little trick I use. So listen to that as you play it. C, E, G, and then C on the right hand. Now this is cool, watch. So the first little thing, ba-ba-ba-bam, that you go, oh man, that's so cool, I can never do that. Yes, you can. It's only a chord. Look, C, E, G, C. That's a C chord that we already learned today. The upper C is on the pinky. Okay? That's all it is. Get used to that feeling in your hand. My hand's already in that mold when I play it, because I'm so used to playing. I'm just used to that mold. The next one is an F chord, C, F, A. Say, well, why in the F on the bottom? It's an inversion. It's, I guess, out of order if you want to call it that. But it's the same recipe for an F chord. C, F on the right. And the next one goes, what is that? That's an octave, which is a C to C, and an F on your 2 finger. So you have, okay. Again. You have to work on that for a while. Next one. I love that one. Listen. It's called a C major 7, okay? There's a letter missing in it, a note, but that's okay. Sometimes when we add extra notes in the chord, we'll leave some out, and you go, oh man, how am I ever going to learn the chords? If you're adding one, then taking some of them out, you get used to it. You really just do, okay? Just hang in there, all right? C, G, B, the E's left out, C, G, B. Because if I added the E, it's just too much. There we go. Billy Joel wanted that sound, so there we go. C, G, C, C. So that one was C, F, C, C. This one's C, G, C, C. Notice how I'm leaving my fingers down. It helps me anchor. Learn to leave those fingers down when you have the pedal down. Okay? Start back here. Pedal. your drill sergeant telling you to pedal. 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 Again. But you have to play it a zillion times slow correctly before the fast kicks in. If you try to go fast, you're in trouble. Play it a bunch of times slowly till you earn that right to be able to play faster. By all the repetitions you've done, something in you will turn on and you'll start going faster because your body will just do it. Okay? Like riding a bike. It's already in you how to do it. You just have to have somebody there pushing you along until you just can do it. Right? How to ride a bike is written in all of us, and we just kind of can do it if we do the repetitions enough. Okay, so the same thing's going to happen here, but you have to do the reps. Here's this part that goes. Now, for years, I've taught this part like this because people love that. What Billy does is he does that, so I'm going to give you both ways here, and you can choose, okay? And before you go, Shawn, don't make me choose, just tell me which way to do it. No, you have an opinion, have a choice. We're all have individual, unique styles of playing, and you need to let that come out in you, okay? You need to have a choice in a way to do it. So if you decide a way to do it I'm doing, that's fine. This is what Billy does. F, C, that's why I put C in the top, F, C, E, C, D, C. So I put a little ellipsis there, dot, dot, dot. And yes, the prize I'm going to give you is coming up. Just hang in there. Okay. And then the left hand, it goes F, E, D. And yes, you have to pedal all three of those. Okay. It's a little bit empty if you're all by yourself and you don't have a band playing with you like Billy does. So if you want to do it this way, A, C, F, 1, 2, 5, and then move the whole thing down, G, B, E. See my hand's locked in that position? Move it all down again. Put the left hand with it. You got it. So you have 1. I'm just going to start right here. And then I go down one more time for E, G, C. Left hand on a C, and I have. Make sure you pedal every time. Don't do this. And didn't that sound awful? Some of you are doing that and you don't hear it because you're the one playing. Pedal every time. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Your foot goes up, down. Okay, it's kind of the opposite of what your instinct would tell you. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Put that with here. 1, 2, and 3. And guess what? Music repeats. We get a repeat, so we already learned this. We're almost to the part where we know the whole song, except for the solo, which I'm going to get to. Okay, we're going to learn the whole song. This is kind of like 50 piano lessons in one long lesson. You're learning a lot of stuff in one summer mega session at college. Every time you have this, you can do this. It's 9, or this. It's 9. Try it both ways. See what you like. Okay? So Billy doesn't do that. He does this. All right? I'm probably going to do it that way just for this. Let's start at the top of the page and go. Now this time I'm going to go low. It's 9 o'clock. Okay, so I love that way, even though he doesn't play that way. It fits the sound of the band. Sometimes I will alter things in my music or in my lessons so that it sounds like the band, even though it's not what the piano player's doing, okay? Because I want the band sound. And you got a bunch of instruments playing with you. The piano player doesn't have to do some stuff sometimes that the band kind of covers. But if I'm by myself, I want to sound like the band, so I'll play it a little differently, okay? People come to me for 3 reasons. 1, they like my teaching. Number 2, they like the method I use because they like the letters in here instead of the note heads because they just can't do it. You're not alone if you can't do it. Millions of people feel that way. The third thing is they like the accuracy of my arrangements because I try to get as close as I can to the artist. That's how I'm able to exist in a sea of lessons on YouTube now, and I'm doing better and better every year. All right, thank you guys for hanging around. All right, so it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to scroll up. Okay, 9 o'clock on a Saturday. Regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man on the next page, okay? All right, we're to the part where we get to sing finally. It's 9. There's the red, the lyrics handwritten in there for you. I wrote all the way through, okay? All right, C on the left hand. And F chord. When you're playing stuff like this, okay, want you to know what chords you're doing. It's important to know what chord you're playing because music is made up of chords. And when you know what key you're in, you know what chords to expect. When you know what's coming, it makes it easier to play a song. If you have no idea what's coming, you're always a step, 2, 3 steps behind everyone else. So we're in the key of C, okay? And if you just imagine your alphabet laid out, okay? The 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord are called the primary chords. They're the most important chords that you can know in that key. You ever heard someone say all you need for a country song is 3 chords? All you need to play a hymn in church is 3 chords. For a lot of songs, 3 chords. That's true. That's very true. And the 3 chords are the 1, the 4, and the 5. So in the key of C, C is 1. Okay? I know it's the 3rd letter of the alphabet, but it's the 1st letter in this key. 1. What's 4 if C is 1? C, D, E, F. 1, 2, 3, 4. F is 4. And 5 is the next letter, which is G. C, F, and G are our primary chords. You think we're going to find some C, F, G chords? We've already been playing C, F, G chords, guys, all the way through, and I'm going to show you how that works here. Because what I show you here will work on every song. It will apply to every piece of music you ever play in your entire life. Okay? So C chord is 1. C, G on the right. That's easy to see, right? C chord. Now, there's a G chord, and you said, nope, that's not a G because it's a B on the bass. Wrong. The bass note is not always what the name of the chord is. A lot of times it is. When you hear a country band, the bass note on the bass guitar, it's going to be the name of the chord because it's just pretty simple. Now, if you play Billy Joel and Elton John, though, not so. They have different notes on the bottom all the time. It's a B on the bass, yes, but the right hand is B, D, G, and the recipe for a G chord is G, B, D. The recipe for a C chord is C, E, G. G, B, D for a G chord. It's in a different order, but it's still a G chord, even though it's in a different order. And the B on the bass makes a smooth bass line. Bum, 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 bum. Right? If I did this, 9 o'clock on a Saturday. It doesn't sound very good. As this, 9 o'clock on a Saturday. That's why he does the bass line that way, because it sounds really cool. Okay? So C chord, G chord, change your pedal each time, count each chord. A chord, I mean not an A chord, an A note. I'm going to give you a question. What is the name of that chord? The letters are A, C, F. Tick tock, tick tock. What's the name of the chord? And I hope you come up with F chord, F, A, C. Guys, no matter what, well, no matter if there's a zillion sharps or a zillion flats, if you see F, A, C, it is an F chord. You'll have to plug in flats and sharps where they go, but an F chord always has the letters F, A, C, no matter what. Okay? F, A, C, C, E, G, G, B, D. Those are our primary chords in this. So A, C, F. Now we go to a what? G in the bass, G, C, E on the right. That is a C chord, right? Okay? Just like the C chord here, but in a different inversion. F chord, F on the bass, A, C, F on the right. Another C chord played an even different way. That's a C chord. This was a C chord. And the first one was a C chord. It's just a different inversion. Now we have a cool thing that sounds like this. Woo, that's neat. I love that. It's called I call it the country third. Those of you who are my long time, I have thousands of lifetime members from back in the day, and not thousands, about 700 or 800 now. I don't do those anymore, but and they know what a country third is. I'm going to teach you what that is. It's Floyd Kramer, Elton John, Billy Joel, Carole King, Ben Folds, the Eagles. Everyone uses the country third. It's so cool, and our ear never gets tired of it. I'm going to show it to you. It's invaluable. Okay? All right. And then we have this. All right, but for you beginners, can you do this? It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. Regular crowd shuffles in. All right, can you go that far? Practice that part over and over. Good repetitions. Left hand, right hand together. Once you get it together pretty well, just do hands together. Do good repetitions in time. Try not to have to stop and pause, right? And go ahead and start singing. Yes, you can sing. Don't tell me you can't sing. Everyone can sing. Maybe not well, but who cares? Who cares? It's 9 o'clock. See how I put the syllable of the word over? So whenever you sing, I put the syllable over the place that you need to change the chord. A lot of chord sheets, no, let's say all of them, don't do that. But when I write the lyrics out on my sheets, and I haven't, done it all over them, but this one I did, I put the syllable where it goes. So when you see that syllable, that's where you change the chord. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles in. Look there, I didn't do it. It should go over a little bit. The regular should go over there a little bit. So mistake on my part. I'm not perfect. Crowd shuffles in. There we go. This first time, he does D on the left hand, and he does. So E and A to F sharp with the middle finger, and then E, D, A on the top. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Work on that. It's fun. 1. Slow. Faster. Now I'm going to go G, A, B in the left hand. On the right hand, I'm going to go, which is like this guy here. This was a D chord country third. Now I'm going to do the same idea on a G chord. A and D to B to G. Okay, later on you can do this. But this here, I just put the D. Okay, that's a tough measure. Work on it. If you can't do it, just do a D chord. And then a G chord. But it's worth trying. That is the third line. Now we're going to play all of it together. Okay, so this is the second page. So now I'm going to play the second page through. And some of you are going to go, oh, at the end I want you to play the whole thing. I'm not going to do that. But you can listen to the ends of each page, because I do play the whole page on each page, and you can just stitch them together. If you want to hear the whole thing, just listen to Billy Joe. All right, there's the whole thing. All right, so let's play all of these 3 lines. You ready? 1, ready, go. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles in. There's a note. Isn't that cool? Third page. Break time for you. You may want to hit, pause or whatever. I'm going to get a drink of coffee. Hope you guys like my studio. I have a whole camera set up for the studio, and I don't use it much, but I love it. It's all from the 70s. It is. Every bit of it, I think. Well, some of the knickknacks up here aren't from the 70s. There's stuff I like, characters from The Office, and Ron Swanson with his cup of coffee there, and some other things. But I just wanted a 70s vibe. It was a great era for music, wasn't it? And as were some of the other eras, but the 70s were so cool. I was born in the 70s. And I just love it. Just want to, kind of soak in this view. I really enjoy my studio. I really feel pretty cool when I'm in this area right here doing lessons. It's what I was meant to do. All right, so back to work. We're on the third page. I'm not going to go as slow as I have, because some of these things I've already taught you, okay? So we're going to get going here. And you're practicing. Remember, take one thing at a time. 1 measure at a time, 2 measures at a time, 4 measures, 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 1 page at a time. And set up your practice for success. And, don't take off. Bite off more than you can chew is the main thing I can tell you. That's the main reason people quit. They don't know how to practice. Okay, you're not stupid. You're not untalented. You're You're not hopeless. You're just not practicing right. You don't know how to practice, or you're trying stuff that's too hard for you, okay? I'm going to hurt your feelings a little bit there. You're trying stuff that's too hard, and you need to try easier stuff. All right. There's an old man. So on this, repetition. I've already taught you this. Old man sitting next to me, making love to his tongue. This is different. Tonic and gin. Now, on this one, we haven't done yet. G on the left hand, right hand, A, C, F. And I hear Billy go to a G, C, F there. Doesn't do that all the time, but I heard him do it there, so I included it. Okay, that's part of the accuracy. I try to give you guys accuracy on these. I don't just get close and say, oh, something like this. I want to try to give you what Billy does, because that's what I want to do. I want to play as close to his way as I can while also having my own unique way of playing. You can do both at the same time. All right, so there's an old man sitting next to F chord, C chord, making love to his tonic and gin. Now we're going to crescendo. Or actually, we're going to have... So, gin. That is the harmonica part that we already learned. He says, son, can you play me a memory? Okay, so we get up high there if you can, if you got the chops to do that. If you don't, just sing it lower. I've heard people just sing the whole thing low all the way. It works. We've already learned this, okay? So I'm going to just say that we already learned this on page 1, and I'm going to keep moving, okay? I'm going to play the whole page slow here so to let you get an idea of it, but we've already done it, okay? So don't say, oh, you haven't taught this page. Yes, I have. I taught it on the page 1, okay? So the only thing that's different here is maybe right here, the C chord, then we go to an F chord, A, C, F. He says, son, can you play me? Okay, so you just stay on that F chord, but we've already learned that F chord, so you do know it. All right, so let's go through kind of a little bit slower, the whole page. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. Harmonica. He says, son, can you play me? And there's a little crescendo there, which means you get louder. You a little crescendo, a little louder. He says, son. Now, why does he get louder? Because his voice is going to get high, and it gives you vocal support if you have louder instruments underneath you. Any vocalist will tell you that who you've ever accompanied. When they get higher, they want you louder. And so it helps. It helps. Okay, so we get louder there, and we do this. We switch pages. And yes, the gift is still coming up. I haven't forgotten. Okay, a great gift you're going to love. If you love this song and you want to play it and you're watching this lesson, you're going to want this free gift I'm going to give to you. Okay, so hang on and we will get there. All right, and if you think I'm cheating you by making you watch the video, this is completely free, so you're free to watch another lesson if you want. Okay, so similar things, but a little bit different. So we're going to go through it. All right, so son, can you play me? Then here we are. Memory. I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. So it's up high, and I'm singing high as long as I can till my voice gets tired. But look, the chords are the same. F chord. I hope when you look at that, you can just say F chord, C chord, F chord, C chord. Now watch this though. Remember the first time he went? Or he went. So this is a little variant on that. So now we have D, E, F sharp, boom, boom, bum, octave, 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 octave. To play octaves, lock your hand in that position. Don't be tense though. Don't, but get that mold of the distance of an octave. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B. Practice that. And don't practice this way. Don't go D, there it is. E, there it is. Don't do that. Just go, 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 go. If you don't go, 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 you're never going to be able to play it faster because you're going to practice the oh, there it is, and that takes time to do oh, there it is, and you'll never get that out because you're practicing a flawed technique, okay? Repetitions are great as long as they're good repetitions. Shaquille O'Neal worked on his free throws all the time. And then why was he so terrible at it? Phil Jackson one time said he's practicing a flawed technique. And he was so right. That's true in everything. If the technique is not right, it doesn't matter how many reps you do, okay? And you got to have a human person show you that sometimes and say those things to you. All right, right hand, E, A, F sharp, D, ba, da, ba. We did that. Now, the first time we went, which I kind of like. But he doesn't do it any other time. But guess what? If you as being a unique player decide you want to go and put it in there, then you go for it. You go for it, girl. You go for it, guy. E, A to D. What did I call that? I call that the D country third. I can also do it on C or F. Isn't it cool when our ear never gets tired of it? All right, that's a tough measure. Work on it. It's well worth playing it. Okay? So here we go. I'm gonna sing low. Can you play me? Here we go. Memory. I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad. You know this. Sad and it's sweet, and you know this. Incomplete. When I was a younger man. I love this one. Look, G, A, C, F on the top. You ever heard this? Carole King did it all the time. Elton John does it all the time. Bach did it all the time. It's called a 4/5 chord. 4/5. Remember that. It's a wonderful chord. It's an F chord, which is a 4 chord, F-A-C, over a 5 bass. Now, the bass is just going to be an octave, but it's a 4/5. Works in every key. You could apply 4/5 in any other key. Now, there'll be different chords because when you're in a different key, the chords will function differently. But the idea, the concept is still the same, 4/5. So here's a 4. And it sounds so cool because 4 wants to go to 1. 5 wants to go to 1. And if you have both of them, it's kind of like a double whammy. 4 and 5 both going. It's a happy chord. And it goes to 1, okay? When I wore a younger man's clothes, we're getting to the la-di-da-di-di-da, right? But as I always do, I'm going to play the whole page for you, okay? And hope you guys are hanging around. Don't forget that learning requires an attention span. If you can't sit still for more than 7 minutes or whatever, then you're never going to learn anything. And the way that the technology is going and everything, it's making it harder and harder for us to pay attention to one thing. So it kind of affects our learning. I'm at the perfect age to see this. I'm old enough to remember what it used to be like, and I'm young enough to see how the technology is affecting everything. And I see attention spans doing this, and I see the ability to learn do this as well at the same rate. So retrain yourself to be able to pay attention and to sit there through a lesson and to work hard and to retrain your brain to have an attention span, okay? Learning piano, you're not going to do it in 7 days. I know there's popular videos out there that, learn piano in 7 days, or I seen one, learn piano in 4 minutes. That's bull. You're not going to do that. You can't. That's not possible, but you can learn to play on even the basic level and have fun on the journey if you learn how to practice and you're picking the right songs, those two, okay? That's gold what I just told you, whether you realize it or not. It's gold, I'm telling you, because the experience I've had in teaching, I've just seen it. Here we go. Son, can you play me? Here we go, this page of memory. Not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it completely. just realized that we had a little more to go. We had another line. Big deal. All right, now you learn that none of us are perfect. I mess up all the time. I mess up when I'm playing. When you mess up, you just keep going. I've gotten good at covering it up and keep going. Okay, beginners go, "Oh no, I'm so sorry, I messed up," and they stop. Nah, fix it and keep going. All right. None of us are perfect. All right, here we go. This bottom line. So left hand, left C chord, bum, 1 G chord. Do you see that's a G, G, B, D? Left hand, I mean. La. Ooh, what is that? We've had 1 chords, 4 chords, 5 chords, C, F, G. What is this? All right, 100 imaginary points. Whoever knows what chord that is. ACE, it's an A chord. Now it sounds sad, does it not? That's because it's a minor chord. Minor chords sound sad. They sound melancholy, mysterious, if you will. ACE, and A minor is what's called a minor 6 in the key of C. So C, F, G, our big primary chords, are major chords. But A is a minor chord, and it's a minor 6 because C, D, E, F, G, A. If you do the music alphabet, C, D, E, F, G, A, because we start over with A after G, right? So the number 6 falls on A, and in any major key, the 6 is minor automatically. So minor 6, minor A minor. And you don't have to flat or sharp anything because it's a naturally occurring chord here in the key of C. La, da, da, dee, dee. Now what do we have? A, and we go to G. You say, well, what chord is that? It's still an A chord, but a G in the bass. Some people might get technical and picky and go, oh, it's an A minor 7 with a 7th in the bass. But I like to think of it as A minor with G in the bass. That's how I hear it. La, da, 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 da. Look at this. Isn't that lovely? A minor chord all the way as the bass changes, okay? Look, A, G, F sharp, because this is an F natural. F sharp is here. F natural, C, B, A, G, okay? So learn that left hand and pedal each one. G, F sharp, F, C, B, A, G, and then we're going to keep going. The right hand is A minor. La, di, da, di, di, da. La, da, di, di. Okay, now let's play the whole page. And don't forget that for $1, you can look at all my 50 Billy Joel lessons and 75 Elton John lessons, plus thousands of other wonderful lessons I've done in the past 18 years. My life's work for $1. You should try that out. All right, let's do the whole page. Can you play me? Now here we go, a memory. I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad, it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. Oh, la-da-dee-dee-da, la-da-dee-dee. Now you may have to spend some time on that page, and that's okay. And when you're ready, I'm here. In this lesson, I'm going to leave it up. And that gift is coming that you all are going to want. If you love this song, you love Billy Joel, you're going to love it. Okay. Now, here we go. Top page. Da, da, da. Sing us. There's the chorus. And you know what? Oh, I didn't switch cameras. There we go. So there we go. To sing Billy Joel, you got to sing like you're an opera singer. That's what you have to do, like you're on Broadway. No, you got to, get some support here and sing like you're an opera singer. That's how you sound like Billy Joel on this song and many others. He has all different kinds of voices he does to become another character that he does. He doesn't mimic, okay? He becomes the personality in a song. He becomes, okay? People call him a mimic. Oh, that's not what he does. He becomes the personality of that particular song, and his voice has a God-given ability to become that, which whatever character that song is in, he becomes that character. And they're all different. That's the genius of Billy Joel, okay? He's not a mimic. F sharp, A, C, D. He is influenced, okay? He's influenced by the 50s, by Broadway, by opera, by classical, by everything, okay? All of us are. All right, so F sharp, A, C, D. That is in a D7. D, F sharp, A, C is the whole chord. It's put it in the mixing pot, and there it is. F sharp at the bottom. La, da, da. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got to change the pedal on these guys, or it's going to blur like crazy, and you're going to sound terrible if you don't pedal. G, right hand, G, B, D. Change to F, keep the G chord. Go to E, go to C chord. Go to D, go to G7. We haven't done G7, I don't think, in this direct style. G, B, D, F is the 7th. Okay, we're adding a note to the chord. Whenever you see and you hear somebody say 7, all you're doing is adding an extra note to an existing chord. So you could not play the 7th and it would still be okay. Not as cool as adding the 7th, but adding that 7th, you're just adding another note to an existing chord. G, B, D, F, and then we have the chorus, okay? So this is the end of a section. So I'm going to tie it off here and do da, 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 da. Now, when I get to sing us a song, guess what? Repeat material, because the chords for the chorus are the same as the verse. This is a wonderful song. Billy Joel kind of has expressed, it's kind of, it's not his favorite song and it's probably not his favorite to perform. And I can see why. Because you just have this repetitive pattern over and over, and it's hard on the voice because you got to sing high and you got to sing low, and it's long. But it's wonderful for us who are learning it because we don't have to play it every day at a concert, right? But it's lovely that the chords are going to be the same for the chorus. So, and bar songs, that type of thing, are typically simple songs anyway. So this perfectly fits everything that we love about it. So C chords, G chord, you're the F chord, you know it, and C chord, F chords, a song tonight. We already learned that. It was hard, but you learned it. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you got us feeling alright. So all of that we've already done. And as we go through it, I'm going to teach you different things in other verses. So you haven't learned everything you're going to learn in this. I can't not teach. I'm going to keep giving you new information, new things to work on, how to practice, and neat things about chords as we move on. Okay, so now let's do the whole page as our pattern, okay? La da dee dee da, da da. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you got us feeling alright. Oh, lovely things that we've already done. Let's go to this awesome camera that I love. Okay, we're going to a new page. I don't even know what page it is, but we're moving along. And congratulate yourself for getting this far. And that gift is still coming up that I'm going to give all you guys who are hanging in there, love this song. You're going to love the free gift I'm giving you here once we get to it. Okay. A little coffee here. All right, so harmonica time again. We know this. We already know that too, don't we? All right, so a little something, little nugget here that you can do if you are a little more advanced player. How about this? That time I actually wrote it out like Billy does it instead of the, okay? So you have other ways. But look, I bumped it up an octave. Guys, you don't realize you can immediately start embellishing your playing by making use of the other octaves. We tend to just play in the middle of the piano, but the right hand especially can bump up an octave, and you play the exact same thing. And it does two things. One, it adds some depth to your playing, and it goes, because our ears get bored and we need something different, and that gives us the difference we need. It also helps you get used to playing all over the piano, just bumping it up an octave. And it feels uncomfortable to move out of your comfort zone, right? To move up an octave, but it's no different than how you're playing it in your regular octave, okay? You just move up. So move this back here. All right, so do you realize 1 chord, 4 chord, 1 7, okay? In the key of C, C is always 1. Well, let me say it this way. C is always a C chord, but it's only a 1 in the key of C. Did you hear that? It bears repeating. C, E, G is always a C chord, but it's only a 1 chord in the key of C. If I go to the key of G, then G becomes 1. C is no longer 1, but it's still a C chord, okay? It's still the essence of what it is. It's just in a different grouping. It becomes a 4 chord in the key of G. It becomes a 5 chord in the key of F, but it's always a C chord. Does that make sense? C, E, G is always C, E, G. But when you begin to understand it's a 1 chord in C, oh, it's a 5 chord in the key of F, then you begin to understand the groupings of the keys, because as you go around the circle of fifths and do all the primary chords in each key, which the groupings are different in all 12, you learn what to expect. And you learn that in the key of C, I'm going to have C, F, G, and maybe A minor. What have we had here? C, F, G, and some A minor. And some other chords too. But those are the main ones, okay? And when you play C, G, B, that's a C major 7. Even though I left the E out, it's understood. It's kind of just like the a contraction. Let's say can't or won't. You know, you're leaving a letter out, but we know what the letter is. We still know what it is. That's how this will become. That third line. Now John at the bar is a friend of mine. Okay, so now we're going to play the whole page. And then we get to the next page, I'm going to give you some practice help on singing and beginning to sing while you're playing as we go through material that we've kind of already done, okay? The solo's coming up. Solo's epic. We're going to get to it, okay? So let's play through the whole page, as is our pattern. We don't want to cut it. We don't want to cut corners. I'm going to stick to my program. You stick to your program. I'll see. Make it a little softer. Bring it down. Now John at the bar is a friend. See how I brought it down in volume? Because I'm going down to the verse again. Verses are build-ups to the chorus. Usually is how it works. So verses will usually be kind of lower. Choruses will be more exalted, they'll be higher. So you're going to be louder most of the time, not always. Okay? So when you go back to the verse, bring it down so that you can bring it back up again for the chorus. So you have that difference in dynamics in loud and soft, because our ear gets bored of just one volume. Okay? Now, all right, John at the bar is a friend of mine. I'm going to play the first measure, the last measure on the last page. John at the bar is a, here we go, friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free. And he's quick with a joke or to light up your smoke. Okay, so like I said, I've tried to really take notice and put the syllable over the right letter. And this is a skill that once you kind of do it pretty well on one song, it'll apply to every other song. I'm giving you stuff that you can take to every other piece of music. Okay, if you do the falling block stuff in the piano apps, you're starting at 0 every time. But I'm trying to teach you how to fish so that you become a musician, all right? So once you learn this, start singing with this song and you kind of get it down, you can do it on every song, okay? So the first way to do it is really, really slow. So if I start on the last page, John, and I'm just going to play the whole chord. John at the bar is a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free. That's one way to go. Just play the block chord. John at the bar. So I get used to feeling where the accented syllables come with the chord. John at the bar is a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free. Then I stop there. Now I'll try this. John at the bar is a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free. This is a riding the bicycle kind of thing, where when you're teaching a kid, you don't say, oh, put your leg at a 45-degree angle, and then when you apply X amount of force to this side, that's not what you do, right? You just get them on the bike, and they just, it's in there. You're just trying to help them get it out. That's what this is, okay? A kid's learning how to walk. They just know that they need to walk, and they keep trying, and the ability to do it is already in them. They're just activating it and practicing that. The ability to do this is already in you. You just have to go at it like a kid learning to walk, okay? They don't stop. They are relentlessly, those toddlers, before they become toddlers, are relentlessly trying to stand up, and that's how they get into everything, because they won't quit, okay? Don't quit on this. Keep going after it, trying to sing while you play. The most difficult thing is getting it lined up with your playing. It's a machine inside you have to be able to turn on. And once you get it going, it'll start working for everything else. That's just how it happens. Okay, so a little advice on the singing. Don't be afraid to sing. If you think you sound terrible, sing when no one's around. Okay? For your own benefit. You're singing for you, okay? For your own enjoyment. Who cares if it's perfect or not? It's so fun. I'd rather sing and play any day than play melody in the right hand. All right. Let's do the whole. Let's see, what is it? If I played it. He gets me my drinks for free. And he's quick with a joke. Oh, to light up your smoke. But there's some place that he'd rather be. There's another place I didn't put it right there. And I think I did that because I was running out of room. But there's some light up your smoke. There's some place. No, I did it right there. Some place that he'd rather be. Now look at this. I have a 4-note chord. Instead of just C, E, G, I have a G on the bass 2. That's a 4-note chord. And when you do a 4-note chord, if it's not a 7th, you're just doubling the top note or the bottom note to do an octave. Still a C chord. He says, Bill, I believe this is killing me. As a smile ran away. Okay. This is a crescendo. See that, guy? That's musical notation, and it's getting, it's crescendo. It's getting bigger, so you're getting louder. But when you crescendo, remember, you have to start softer so that you have room. A lot of people, I say crescendo, and then they go boom. They just whip the dial, they spin that knob to make it. Remember when we used to do that on our high fives? Make it loud. It's a gradual. Okay, so start out where you are, and then gradually get louder. Why are we doing that? Because we're going to sing high, and it helps to have louder accompaniment when we're singing loud. Believe this is killing me. So same chords there. Now, as is our form, we're going to go through the whole page here. I'm going to start on the last measure of the previous sheet. At the bar is a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free. And he's quick with a joke, or to light up your smoke. But there's some place that he'd rather be. Crescendo. He says, Bill, I believe this is killing me. As a smile ran away from his face. Page turns never happen at a good place, do they? Every once in a while. All right, take a little break. Just get a drink of something. Just kind of stand up, stretch a little bit. Little bitty breaks help. And then the longer breaks help too, an hour away and come back. But just 10 seconds of just, opening your eyes wide and stretching a little bit. will help you. Okay. Back to the board. That solo's coming up. Smile ran away from his face. So same stuff, okay? Smile ran away from his face. And I'm sure that I could be a movie star if I could get out of this place. Oh, la-di-da. Okay, so similar material that we've done. Want to talk about this thing right here, that little 7-looking thing is called a rest, okay? It's just a little beat of rest. We are in a time signature here, and you can either call it 6/8 or 12/8. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gives you that swing feeling. Dun, 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 dun. Right? That feel of this. And it's either, and really 6/8 is also 12/8. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 4 big beats with 3 little beats inside each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? So 3 little beats inside every big beat, which is 4. And we have 12 little beats total and 4 big ones. All right? And that little rest is 1 beat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 6/8, 12/8, it's just the same thing. Really is. Here's our 4 chord. Here's our 4/5. Oh, look at this. C chord, C, C, B. Let me go, what chord is that? It's not really, it's just a C chord with a B in the bass. This B here is just on the way to get to A. C, B, A. Okay, we've had this descending bass line thing the whole song, so it's just another example of that. So that was an A minor. That was an A minor over G bass. How about this? All right, so see, I'm teaching you everything in these songs, getting a little more in depth here, showing you some of the higher level stuff, what you need. You can call this an F sharp half diminished. The F sharp AC is the half diminished part. Is the diminished part. The half diminished means it's a 7th, but it's not this. It sounds jazzy, and these chords are so cool. Listen to this: C, E, F sharp, A, and I go. You've heard that. That's what this is. And some of you will want to think of it as an F sharp bass with an A minor on top. That's okay. But it's, if you look at all the letters, it's F sharp half diminished. Now you learn something. A minor, da da da, F, C, B, A, la da 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 da. What is that doing there? That's our D7, la, G. Now I'm going to teach you something else here. Have you ever heard of the term secondary dominant? Well, you can become, have a new term here. It's really cool how it works. Dominant means 5 chord. Secondary means it's not the normal thing in the key. It's a secondary way of doing something. Okay, so if C is the tonics, 1 is called tonic, okay? So the C chord is tonic in the key of C. F is called the subdominant because it's 1 below the dominant, which is G, which is the 5, the dominant. So you'd think the dominant would be 1, but it's not. C is tonic, okay? The dominant is 5, and the subdominant is 4. So a regular dominant, I'll just say regular dominant is G to C in the key of G, C, 5-1. In any key, 5-1, is dominant to tonic. And that's the relationship we're going to talk about when we talk about a secondary dominant. Now, G is a very strong chord in the key of C. It's the 5 chord. It's the dominant. But what is the dominant of a G chord? Okay? Now I'm kind of going outside the key of C, and I'm saying, well, what about the dominant of G? So if we do that, G is 1, 4, D is 5, and I do a dominant chord there, D, F sharp, A. D is the dominant of a G chord. But I'm going to do it inside the key of C. I'm going to do a secondary dominant inside the key of C. I'm going to do it this way, kind of thing. Okay? So normally 5 1, 5 1, but if I go 5 1, it sets off that G chord, that dominant chord. A little more if I do a D chord, D, F sharp, A. Sharp's not in the key of C. But if I do a secondary dominant, it is just for a second while I embellish and I build up the G chord that's coming after it. 5 7 1 for a G chord inside the key of C. Does that make any sense? I hope it does. D chord, G. Because when you're playing the key of C, you're going to see D7 chords that go to G, and they're called secondary dominant. It's a little bitty 5-1 inside the city of C. We're in the city, the tonic key of C major. The G is the dominant chord, but secondary dominant kind of makes it just in this little bitty space. It's like an embassy, you know. It's in the side of another country, but we're going to go 5-1, D, G in the key of G, but in the whole mix of things, we're still in the key of C. Because we immediately go back to the key of C, and then we're back in the key of C. Secondary dominant for you right there. There are other secondary dominants. We won't talk about them here, but let's play the whole page, as is our form here. Smile. Oh, no, I got to be singing high, don't I? Smile ran away from his face. Well, I'm sure that I could be a movie star if I could get out of this place. Oh, la-di-da-di-di-da. And then the next thing will be, now, Paul, another verse, which we already know. Take a little quick break, pat yourself on the back. You're going to learn faster and faster as you go through this. Well, when we get to the solo, you know, it's going to be cool. All right, looking back down at this, right there on the G7. Now Paul is a real estate novelist who never had time for a wife. Oh, sorry. And is talking with Davy, who's still in the Navy and probably will. All right. You know how Billy does. Guys, when you're singing low and you can't really get that low, it helps if you get on the mic more. You can sing lower and it sounds lower than if, you know. So if you get a little closer to the mic and sing a little bit softer, then you can kind of get lower. Little trick I've used. Okay, and you got to loosen. You got to loosen up if you need to get never had time for a wife. Da, 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 da. I can do that better if I get closer to the mic. Sing a little softer and really loosen up. I can get notes that I can't get normally. Okay, so talking with Navy and bottom line probably will be fun. A little shorthand I do sometimes. You're going to find this in my lessons on the website, by the way, when I have 50 Billy Joel songs on there for you to learn and 75 Elton John songs. How do I have that many? I've been doing it for a long time, uploading stuff for 18 years. It's my life's work for $1. You can check it out, webpianoteacher.com. So I used to put, sometimes a 2. So I'll copy paste some of this stuff, and sometimes I need to do a little shorthand to get it all to work. And just 2 times on that chord. 2 times, 2 times, 2 times. And you know all this. You've done the harmonica part. I've shown you that. So now we're going to play it through. The solo's coming up pretty soon. We're going to do that, but let's play through. Now Paul is a real estate novelist who never had time for a wife and is talking with Davy, who's still in the Navy and probably will be for life. When you do the tremolo, the speed is not what sounds cool. It's the evenness of it. If I go fast, it actually sounds worse because I'm not even. It's the evenness of the tremolo. When you do a trill, 2 notes, the evenness of it is what makes it sound really good, not the speed. Giving you all kinds of stuff here, aren't I? All right. Let's just keep on trucking here, okay? So... wait, let me try here. Okay, so that's what we have here. I have a glare on the middle of my screen. I'm making an excuse here, and I have to kind of memorize some things sometimes. You don't have a glare, and I set the studio up so that you would not have a glare, but I can't do both where I don't have a glare and you don't. At least I haven't figured that out yet. All right. So you know this, but you don't know this. And the waitress. You see when I have a squiggly line there? Sometimes and I just mean for you, just keep that left hand going. It's not a big deal. You're just marking time, okay? It's like you're standing in line and you're just kind of stepping around waiting for the next part. Just keep it moving. Not necessary to write all those all the time, because then you become too micro-focused through a microscope instead of feeling the music and using that internal drum machine that we all have. Okay, so after I play that C, I have this. What is that? That's a C chord. G, C, E, G. It's a 4-note, and I'm going to use my 4th finger, not my 3rd. Guys, you got to use your 4th finger sometimes. Quit being so scared of using your 4th finger. Use that 4th finger. G, C, E, G. And then the next one is the C chord. C, E, G, C. C, F, C. C, F, C. We've already done that. We got it. So 1. And the waitress. So what does this do? This builds us up for the and the waitress part, okay? Billy Joel's amazing songwriter, amazing singer, amazing piano player, but he's also an amazing screenwriter. He's a screenwriter. He builds up. You don't even, you're watching a really good musical or something, or play, and the tension rises, and that's the design of the composer or the screenwriter who's written the music and the play or whatever. He's telling a story here, and the story is rising up for the waitress, and he's celebrating you can see the waitress going around, and he's tapping into our emotions, and that build up right here for this part is just epic, right? That's what's so neat about this. He's building up. And the waitress is practicing politics as the businessmen slowly get stoned. Yes, now. And we love these people, right? Even though they're getting stoned and the waitress is practicing politics, because, we're regular people too. And we can identify with everyone in here, in the story, in some way. And that's why we love Billy Joel, besides the music and everything else, is we can identify with the real characters who are real people, of stories that he tells in his music, okay? All right. So we have... I'm sorry. And they're sharing a drink they call loneliness, but it's better than drinking alone. Little X just means I ran out of room there, and I didn't want you to think there was a rest or a note, so I just put an X there. That's what Bach used to do, okay? He would, you see Bach's, am I pointing in the right direction? Okay, yeah. Bach's music, he'll just have, some pages, X's. Beethoven did that too, X, 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 okay? And Mozart's is just perfect because he worked it all out in his head before he wrote it down. Anyway, so just an X there. And we are going to move on. We're getting to the solo everyone's been waiting for. All right. So there's the C chord. G, C, E, G. 1, 2, 3. This is like every other time, except you just have the 4-note chord instead of the 3. And on that subject, if you ever have 4 notes in your hand and I can't play 4 notes yet, Drop one of them out, play the top three, with the idea that one day I am going to add that extra one in. So when you're practicing having it dropped out, you're actually working on the day when you are going to add that back in. So don't feel like you're a failure because you have to simplify something. Because when we simplify, we're just saying, well, I'm just doing this to get by so that I can do it one day. And that's a wonderful attitude to have. If you have the all or nothing attitude, you're going to fail. You will. It ain't all or nothing. We do what we can do. There's always somebody better. There's always room to improve. Therefore, the journey is what's cool. Now we get to the solo, which I'm going to teach you. And now we are to the place where I'm going to give you the free gift that you will want. Okay? And it's for a limited time for the rest of February 2025. I'm going to give a free sheet for everyone who does the $1 deal on the website. If you do the $1 deal, I will give this sheet to you for free through the rest of February 2025. The reason I'm putting a date on it is because I did other things in the past and people are like, 15 years later, hey, how about, so I got to put a date on it. Till February, at the end of February, I will send you my sheet, my PDF for these sheets. I spent days on them. Give it to you for free. If you do the $1 deal on webpianoteacher.com. You're a new person. If you've already done my stuff, then this is not for you. But if you're new, you need to try it out because, if you've already done it, you know what's on my website. But for people who haven't, my stuff works. And I got to let you in so that you can try it out. And you can do that for $1. Again, 50 Billy Joel songs, 75. It might be 77 Elton John songs. Anyway, plus those are my big two, but I have many others on there as well you can check out. I also have lessons for beginners, complete beginners, and sheets for those lessons if you're a complete beginner. Now, let's get to this here. And yeah, send me an email. I didn't tell you where to send the email. easypianolessons@yahoo.com. EASY, piano lessons, plural, @yahoo.com. Put 5-star deal. 5-star deal is the key word to get in there. So put whatever you want in the subject, but in the email, put 5-star deal for the sheet for Piano Man for Billy Joel. And I'll send you my PDF of this, okay? It's got like 17 sheets. That's how you get it. Send me an email, but you got to do the $1 deal. If you don't do the $1 deal, don't send me an email, okay? If you can't spend $1 to see if your dream, to realize your dream of playing piano might be this, then you don't get the sheet. But if you do the $1 deal, you get it. Let's learn the solo, shall we? Okay. And the sheets, the PDF file will be these exact sheets that I have right here. Oh, how's the solo got? I got to remember it. Let's see. I've got to learn it. Which I will learn it right here. I'm a quick learner. So let's get to it. Let's look at the left hand first. This is for more advanced players, okay? If you're not a more advanced player, you're welcome to watch this and see about it a little bit. But don't set yourself up for failure by trying something when you were not ready for it, okay? Watch it, learn the lesson, and, see what's going on. But the moment you require yourself to do this and you say, if I can do this, I'm a great piano player. If I can't, I stink. Then you're done, okay? I will not assign this to a beginner. So if you assign it to yourself and you're a beginner, it's your fault, okay? You must be at least intermediate for this, all right, for the solo. And so you just skip ahead and play the rest of it. And if you're not into this yet. All right, so for the left hand, A, G, F sharp, F, C, B, A, G, F sharp, F, C, B, A, G, D, G. Okay? If you need it more simple than that, just go A, G, F sharp, F, C, B, A, G, F sharp. But then you can go. Now, what's the right hand doing? All right, right, that sounds cool. First measure, I'm going to go A, C, D, E with 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so your left hand just a block thing. Can you do that? Get that down. Now, G, A, C, you got a second to move, okay? You got a minute to move. Move up. G, A, C. You play the G when you do the A on the right hand. G, A, G, E, I'm sorry. Now, here's the first measure. Do it again. Do it till you can't stand it. Okay, have you done that? Have you done that for 10 or 15 minutes? All right, now we're ready for this one. Very cool. All right, so right hand, F, F sharp, D. Let's see. I'm going to go thumb 2 like this. F, F sharp with 1, 2. Then a D octave. This is actually what Billy Joel plays. I like to give you exactly what he's doing. I don't dumb it down. If it's too hard, I just say don't play it yet till you're ready. C, G, F, C. 5, 3, 2, 1. Crossover for the A. Back to C. So that second measure. Do not go on till you can do that. Again. Again. Left hand. If you're just barely hanging on, you don't have to do this. Just do F. If you can add it, the C comes F. The C comes with the F on the right hand. C. The B goes with the A. So you have again. But again, if you just want to do F and not, it's fine. It's fine. But if you want to put it in there. What it does. Now, after you learn this measure, okay, you've learned one package of Legos. Remember Legos? You have one, they're numbered now. 1, 2, 3. You do package 1, then you do package 2, and then assemble package 1 to package 2, and then it's wrong, and you got to take it to Dad, crying, "Please fix this for me, Dad." And then I've got to, take half my day to fix your Legos. That's okay. Those are good memories. I'll be doing it again with grandkids one day. But that's how you do this, okay? Don't try to do package 3 before you put package 1 and package 2 together. So now your repetition is 1 and 2. Again. Again. Are you deep? I said do it again. Now, we're a Karate Kid. We're in the dojo, okay? Daniel-san. Oh, no, the dojo is the bad guys. Okay. Daniel-san, a Karate Kid. Daniel-san is working wax on, wax off. He's doing good repetitions for something that he wants to do well on later. That's what you're doing right here. The wax on, wax off on this song will not only make this song wonderful and beautiful that you want to play, but then when you go to another song, you'll take all the skills that you learned with you to the next thing. But how can you learn the skills if there's no one to teach you? You're just watching a computer program, okay? All right. Next, Daniel-san, we're on the next part. Oh, sorry. Got to work this out. So A, G, stay on G, the right hand. So D, D sharp, E, G, C. That's blues. Right? We're doing blues. Billy Joel loves the blues. D, D sharp, E, G, C. 1, 2, 1, 2, 5. Okay. E, G, E, G, E, A, G, E. I'm going to go, let me see. I'm going to go 2, 5 on the E, A, then a G, and then a thumb on that E. E, 3, 2, 1. So that one's this part of that measure. More simplified, just one thing on the left hand. Maybe once you do some good repetitions, it's easy. All right, so this goes D, F sharp, A, 2, 4, 5, 1. This is after you've done repetitions. So you're pausing your video and you're working on it, right? Unless you're just watching it all the way through. Then A, D. D, F natural, A minor. Or D, F natural, A. It's a D minor chord. This was D major because of the sharp. And that's the difference between a major and minor chord. It's that middle note. If it's in its lowered position, it's minor. If it's in its raised position, it's major. Whether the key is black or white doesn't matter. Lowered is minor, raised is major. A, C, dun, dun, dun. Wax on, wax off on this measure. Left hand a bunch of times, right hand a bunch of times. Put it together a bunch of times. Okay, got it? Then okay, so here we go. In this transcription, I try to get exact as I can. This is the way I've always done it. So every lesson on my site, you're getting my best on my best transcription for what is actually being played and what I'm being hired to do. A, C, D sharp, E, G. I'm going to do, let's see. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 on the A, C, D, D sharp, and then the thumb under on E, G. E, G, C octave. Actually, I'm going to use a 3 on the G. And then da-da-da, G sharp, C with 2 and 5, A, C with 3 and 5, then a G natural. Da-da-da-da-da-da-ba-da-bop. Slow. See that? Go to D here, just keep it moving. Right hand, F sharp, A, E, D. D, F sharp, A, 2, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so I'm going to play the solo. It's only from here to here. And I'm going to play it slowly a few times, and we're going to move on. And that doesn't mean that you're supposed to learn it that fast. This is going to take you a while if you're working on it. If you're a beginner and you've wisely said, maybe later, not yet, we're going to move on for you guys to finish it. But this is going to take a while. The journey on this one will be 2, 3, 4 times as long as it took you on the other parts, but it's worth it once you learn it. Let's try it. Ready? Already messed up. Again, slower. There. A little faster. If you're thinking, man, that sounds just like it. That's why I've been able to make a living because of the amount of time I pour over each sheet, over each lesson I do. The accuracy is so important to me, and comes to find out that a lot of you want that accuracy too. So, all right, so 1, G, F. We've done this. So we've done the G7 and the C. All right, you got this. If you're to this point in the song, you know how to do this. And then we're here. Okay, a lot of times when I'm teaching advanced lessons or I'm moving up to an advanced style, I tell people I'm not going to teach addition and subtraction in a trigonometry class. Because if you're doing an advanced lesson, I'm assuming you're an advanced player. But a lot of beginners try to go, oh, I'm just going to jump to the advanced. And if I can do that, that means I'll have everything wrong, 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 triple X. You are not going to do, well, I mean, I thought of what's that show? Gosh, Family Feud. And they had, you know, the triple X's there. Wrong, wrong, wrong is what I mean by that. So, yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, you play a lot of songs that are easy, but you play a lot of them, and you you do okay. You get a B minus, a B plus on those, but you play so many of them. You do them over and over, and it's a lot of songs. You do them every day. That's how you get better. Not by that one song. That one song is going to kill you. It's going to murder your chances of being able to play. And you'll be one of the many people who said, "Oh, I played one song one time and I never play again." How many people have that? I'm training you to be musicians for life. Okay, that's what we're after. And I know what works because I've seen it. And I know what doesn't work. So I decided in my 30s to I'm going to do it the way everybody. It works for everyone. I'm going to go against the traditional piano lesson model, and it's been working. So here we go. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. We know that, don't we? And we already know this, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you got us feeling alright. We actually know everything on that page, so I'm just going to move on, and I'm going to play this. Saturday, and the manager gives me a smile, 'cause he knows that it's me they've been coming to see. We know it already. Wonderful. To forget about life. Let's see, oh, sorry. And the piano, it sounds like a carnival. All right, something new. Okay, so you have been with me thus far, and you probably realize this is a build-up, right? So actually starting here. And the piano, it's a build-up for the piano. You know, it sounds like you see the carnival Ferris wheel going around, and he just creates the mood so marvelously, doesn't he, Billy Joel? Yep, $1, 50 Billy Joel songs. 77, I think it's 77 Elton John songs on the website. My life's work on there. Even beginner lessons if you need beginner. F chord. Let's look at this C chord. C, E, G. C, G, C, C. C, E, G, C. F. F chord. A, C, F. Then he does C, G, C, C. C, F, C. C, F, C, C. All previous material. We are up in an octave, but it's previous material. What's that? It is something we've already done. Look, take the right hand here, bump it up an octave, and then make it a 4-note chord by doubling the G. A G, C, E, G. Use your fourth finger. Okay? Don't quit using your third finger for everything. Fourth finger's got to be used sometimes. G, C, E, G. Now you can use your third finger, G, B, D, G. F chord, you can use your third finger on that. Got to use the fourth. E, G, C, E. Use your fourth finger. Microphone. Back to our third finger. F, C, F, A. Smells like it's the same chord. So you're just making it big. What do you do if you're a beginner and you're not ready for that yet? I'll give you a second. What do you do if you're a beginner and you're not ready for the big chords like that? You play it the exact same way you've been doing it. Don't need to change it. And what you can do also is just play it up an octave. See? Sounds good? And accomplish the same thing, making it bigger. If you can do the 4 notes, great. If you can't yet, great. Say, I'll play the 3 notes, and one day I'll add the 4th note when I'm ready. Piano, it sounds like a carnival, and the microphone smells like a beer. And they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, man. Right? So, same stuff. And these chords are the chords I just showed you above. And say, man, what are you doing here? Oh, Lord. Now, the chords here are just C, E, G, C. It's just a bigger C chord instead of just right here. Oh, We know this. La-di-da. Remember the twos or just means to play it twice? La-di-da. You know, Shawn's with piano teacher shorthand. La-da-da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. La-da-da. And then another time on Sing Us a Song. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Oh, sing us a song tonight. Well, and we just keep moving on. See, all in the mood for a melody, and you got us feeling alright. All right, don't leave yet. Still have a little bit to teach you here. Did you know this was at the end? GCG. If you put headphones on, you can hear that right at the end. I never knew that was there until I transcribed it this last time. Okay? Retardando. We're not calling anybody a retard here, okay? Retardando means a gradual slowdown. And that's the song C-E-G-C, G-C-G. Okay? Don't forget, $1 access to everything, my life's work on my website. If you've already been a member and stuff, that's not for you because you know what's on there. But if you're brand new, $1, 50 Billy Joel songs, 77 Elton John's, and thousands of other lessons, plus the new ones I'm adding. Wonderful thing. Just need to let you guys get on there to try it out. I hope you enjoyed this free lesson. All right, and let's say you don't even have $1. You can't even do $1. That's okay. Welcome to this lesson. Enjoy this song. It's my gift to YouTube and the world. If everybody who wants to learn the song, it's a great one to start on to learn piano and to learn a lot of things. I kind of poured a bunch in there, but I meant to do that on purpose so you'd get just a full helping of beginner stuff and intermediate and advanced stuff, frankly. So I'm happy with it. I hope you guys are too. And I will talk to you later.